All right, today we're here to talk about how Clubhead Speed is actually created. You know, it's the old adage, before you can solve a problem, you need to know what the problem is. So to be completely clear about what creates Clubhead Speed, it's essentially three basic things: proper sequencing, strength, and range of motion. Right? I'm going to break down all three, and that's the order of importance. So the first thing and the most important thing, and definitely the thing that high handicappers struggle with the most, is proper sequencing. What is it and how does it work? If you understand that better, you'll be able to learn how to improve your sequencing. Then we're going to get into strength. What muscles are used? How do you strengthen them to actually create more power? And then range of motion. What does that mean and how important is it when it comes to actual clubhead speed? All right, well, when we're actually talking about sequencing, we're talking about the way the body moves in transition and going on the downswing into impact that will create maximum clubhead speed. And it's important for you to know it because once you actually understand the way the body moves, you might be able to find imperfections in your sequencing and be able to fix it right up. So, a lot of people in transition, some people will stop at the top. Freddie Couples used to stop. There was a period of time where Tiger Woods used to stop. And so the sequencing of the backswing is not as important when it comes to clubhead speed as the sequencing going into the downswing. So we're really only going to talk about the meat of it, okay? So we're at the top of the backswing, right? And what is the first thing that happens? Three major muscle groups fire. Thing number one is those hips fire, okay? Now what is happening when those hips fire, right? You have your shoulder, which is connected to your left hip, right? And all of the muscle groups that are connected. So your hips fire, and let's say your hips fire at 30 miles per hour. Okay, so your hips are firing at 30 miles per hour. What does that do to your lat? What is happening when I do that, right? Your lat and all the muscles connected to that left hip are stretching, right? So it's fired at 30 miles per hour. That creates a stretch. And then what happens? The lat muscle goes, right? And then when that happens, you've now catapulted that shoulder coming down faster and harder, right? Okay, so the first thing that happens is the hips fire. Then the lat snaps. When the lat snaps, now you have created more arm speed. So if we went ahead and said, okay, the hips were snapping at 30 miles per hour, now it takes the speed of the hips, and then when that lat snaps, it adds to the speed. So now let's say your arm is traveling at 60 miles per hour, okay? Now remember, your club head was not even moving. And so in a matter of just a snap of the hips and then the snap of the lat, that club head in a foot and a half has gone from 0 to 60 miles per hour, right? So what is that doing? It's going to be putting bend on the shaft because the mass of this club head is pulling against that, right? It was a stationary mass. And now it's gone in an instant from 0 to 60. This arm is now traveling at 60 miles per hour. So that's what's creating that pull. So now what part of your body is stretching? Your forearms. Your forearms are now in an elongated state because they went from here to the mass of the club head is pulling against your body. So you'll see a lot of lag. You'll see the club is bending, and then the part of your body that is stretching are those forearms. So the last and most important aspect to create speed in the sequence event, your forearm snap, right? So you come up here, hip fires, lat fires, and then the last thing, this club head is pulling against your forearms are fully stretched, and then you snap, right? So those are essentially the three bits of your sequence. Hips fire, lat fires, hands fire. All right, so we're gonna get into the second most important aspect of creating power, and that is strength, right? And people that will want to say height or flexibility, people will say flexibility, right? You need to be able to sequence properly. But let me kind of make this little argument, okay? Tiger Woods and Michelle Wie are both 6'1", right? Now, most women tend to be more flexible than guys, okay? So, but let's at least admit that a young, agile Michelle Wie against a Tiger Woods that has had 8 surgeries, Michelle Wie is likely to be at least as flexible, will have as much range of motion. So let's take a look at Tiger Woods' clubhead speed after all of his surgery, touching speeds of 129 miles per hour, and Michelle Wie touching speeds under 110 miles per hour. So if you are really coming to me right now, and they both have amazing sequencing. If you're coming to me and saying that height or range of motion, flexibility, is more important than strength when it comes to speed, then you didn't see little Ian Woosnam. He was like 5'4", 5'5", #1 in distance on the European Tour, but he was 190 pounds and he was strong. You know, Zubak won so many world long drives. He is not a very big guy. So range of motion is nowhere near as important as absolute brute strength. Sequencing is #1, but #2 is brute strength. Now, to finish up, the third and still a very important part of what creates speed is range of motion. The reason why I don't just say flexibility is because range of motion is literally how far that club head travels. So of course, range of motion is going to be a little bit easier for a bigger person, right? But like I said with my Michelle Wie and Tiger Woods reference, it's certainly not the be-all end-all. However, does John Daly's long swing attribute to his increase in speed? Absolutely. In fact, a lot of studies have been done, and what it has said is every extra 4 inches of range of motion in the hands, right? So here to here creates about 2.3 miles per hour in clubhead speed. So if you swing longer and you create good sequencing with the longer swing, then yes, you can hit it further. But I wanted to be so clear that this is the third and least important way to create speed, because there are so many examples of young, strong people that do not have long swings and they can create unbelievable clubhead speed. Hey guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you actually found it kind of enlightening on exactly what it is in your body to create speed. You know, as a coach and as a player, I can't help other people if I don't see their swing. So I can't tell you what is wrong with your sequencing or what parts of your body is weak. But what I can get you to understand is the general things that your bodies are doing to create these speeds and what aspects of your golf swing you could improve to create speed. So I hope this video has helped you guys at least better understand how clubhead speed is actually created, and then hopefully you can apply some of these fundamentals to your game. As always, if you guys like the video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can go ahead and click that little notification button. It'll just remind you whenever I'm dropping a new video or doing a live stream. I do a lot of live streams. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this helps you hit the ball a little bit further and hopefully a little straighter.